Hello MGTOW Nation, this is the Dark Knight. Welcome to the Batcave. Alright, so step one for all you guys. Hopefully you have taken step one, or you are going to take step one to your path to transcendence, and you're going to break up with a girl, break up with a toxic relationship, get out of whatever situation you're in with these toxic women. Now step two to transcendence. In order to be free, we have to break our addiction to women. So this step, for guys who aren't in a relationship or are not breaking up with her or whatever, this step, if you are still want to be a MGTOW, whatever you are, purple pill or blue pill or red pill, and you still have this addiction to women, and we all do to a sense, we need, in order to be free, to have these psychological chains unbound from us, taken off of us, we have to wean off of our drug of choice, and that is chasing after females. So for the guys that are going to break up or that are just broken up, here's what's probably happening to you right now. You broke up with her, and you know what? You've crashed. If you haven't, good for you. But if this was the girl of your dreams, or you thought it was, or something, you've absolutely crashed. You feel like shit every single day, and you should feel like shit. You know why? Because your drug of choice, all the pleasure, all the highs that she gave you from sex, cuddling, intimacy, talking with you, all that was giving you a huge high, like a drug. And your drug of choice has been taken away, and you are suffering from withdrawal. And this is okay. This is, despite you feeling like shit, take solace in the fact that you're not the only one that has gone through this, and this is normal, as bad as it sounds, and you can get through this. You can get over this. But this step is more than just about, breaking up with this girl, getting over such and such girl. This is you breaking up with womankind. This is you taking back control. Taking back control of yourself and never, ever, ever letting them have this type of psychological and biological power over you ever again. This is a make or break step. This is going to be the gauntlet. So here's what you're probably going through. You feel like shit. You're depressed. The sun just doesn't seem as bright. You don't want to do anything. And you keep having these thoughts of, God, should I get back together with her? Maybe I should get back together with it. Why? Because I've talked about this. It's easier. She was an old habit. You've made it a habit of being with her, right? Because you've been with her for some amount of time. And so it's easier to get back into comfortable habits, even if they are unhealthy. So you're not only experiencing an addiction, you're experiencing weaning off of an addiction, but you're also trying to rewire your brain and trying to rewire your habits. This is really, really hard, and it's uncomfortable. And it's going to make you uncomfortable and depressed. And you're also probably feeling like you're feeling like you have that insecure moment, or you have those constant insecure moments where it's like, oh my gosh, what if this is the last one? What if, this is the girl of my dreams? Have I made a huge mistake? And you go back and forth, back and forth. You're going to have those thoughts. Nothing I can say is going to take those thoughts out of your mind. You have to realize those thoughts for what they are. They are not genuine thoughts. They are just your insecurities and fears rising to the surface. And again, that's okay. It's okay that you have these insecurities and you have these fears. We all do. We all did. I did. I remember. Okay? Getting back together with someone because you are insecure or that you are afraid, again, is not a good reason. So realize that you are feeling this, and it's okay to be feeling this. Your emotions, you only have so much control over them. Realize that you are feeling this, but realize that the way that you are feeling this, not because of the particular girl, but because that your drug, women, have been taken away from you. So you're weaning off the drug. Okay, that's one. You're trying to break your addiction. You have a habit formation where you are used to that person being around, to the intimacy, blah 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 blah. He's used to that security. And lastly, of course, you're single, you're alone, and this is a totally unfamiliar environment depending on how long you've been in a relationship for. So your insecurities and your fears are rising to the surface, and you just want to run back to where it is supposedly safe, even if that is an unstable environment, even if it's an unhealthy relationship. So realize that this is why you are feeling this way, and realize that it is natural, but it does not mean that you should get back together with them. Weaning off this drug is going to be really, really hard, okay? It's going to be hard, but stay with me. So first, let's set up some ground rules. You need to cut off contact immediately. If you're moved in, move the fuck out, okay? If you're not in a relationship and you're just a guy trying to wean himself off a girl or girls or whatever, these toxic women, break off contact. Delete their number. Don't you dare look at their number and memorize it. Delete it right out of your phone. Unfriend them on Facebook. Every type of fucking social media you have where you can see their pictures pop up randomly, Instagram, Twitter, la 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 la, blah blah blah, delete them immediately. No questions asked. No questions asked. If they try to refriend you or send you a message, what's going on? No, stop, no. It's going to be, I know how tempting it's going to be to reach out. Do not get sucked back into that trap. You have to go full on no contact. It's going to be really hard, but you have to go on no contact. And this is such an important rule. And if you break this rule, then you can lose. You will go. She will suck you back in through her manipulation, through her, through her feminine charms. No contact. Delete her number immediately. Unfriend her on every type of social media account you have. No contact at all, cold turkey. If you get a text from a random number and you know it's her, like, oh, what's going on, blah, 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 no answering of the text. Deleted it. Before you can even hit the reply button, you need to delete it. Take the control away from yourself. Block her number so her text can't even get through. Block her email. Everything. Take the control out of your hands. Okay? So if you block her on all these accounts, she can't, even if she were to send a message, you can't even see it. So there is no temptation. Take the temptation away. Because you're emotional, you're going to falter, and that's okay. So you have to take it out of your hands. Okay, now the no contact is applied. Okay, so far we're doing good. Stay with me on this one. Okay, and now I'm just going to give you a dose of reality, and it's not good. It's not what you want to hear, but this is what's going to happen. If you're still hung up on women, you have not separated yourself from them, and I know it's hard. Okay, and they still have this emotional and physical power over you, and it's hard. They do. Okay. There's going to be some dark days ahead. Things are going to have to get a lot worse before they can get better. These girls, whatever situation you're in, they're going to be on your mind constantly. It's going to go back and forth. You're going to start to think about all the good times you had. Your memories are going to whitewash the relationship or what this girl has or hasn't done. You're going to want to see her. You're going to want to run back. You're going to dream about her. Okay, you're probably going to miss her when you're lying down at night. And you might even cry. This is okay. This is normal. This is a mourning process. You are losing something. It is a person. It is a drug. Okay, that you have subsisted on for your whole entire life. And furthermore, you're realizing that these women in your life, that they're not going to give you that all-knowing happiness that everyone said they would. That it is what it is. It is just a drug. It is a drug that in too high doses can control you and in the long run can totally ruin your life. The dark days are going to be ahead, but you have to stay the course, and no one else can do this for you. Every man has his own obligation and duty to stay his own course. Now, if I were you, I would rally your friends around you. Help them not only, let them take you out. Let them have a good time. Have a good time with them. Talk with them. Vent. Get it out. Another thing, though, it's okay at first. You're going to want to talk about her, get it off your chest. You're going to want to talk about this girl. You're going to be obsessed with her, and that's okay. Your mind's just going to keep thinking about her, and you just want to grab your head and just put her out of your mind. Logically, you want to do that, but cognitively, you can't. Talk with them about it. Get it off your chest. But there needs to be a time when you stop talking about her. You might be obsessing about her in your head. Okay, that's just the bitch that is the mind. Okay, you might be obsessing about her in your head, but you have to stop talking about it, because the more you talk about it, after a while, it's just going to keep bringing it back and back and back and back again and again and again. And your friends are going to get sick of hearing about it, and you're just going to get sick of talking about it, but you're not going to be able to stop talking about it. So there needs to be a point where you say, I'm not talking about it anymore. If anyone else brings it up, just say, oh, it broke up, or no, I'm not talking, and just change the subject. Okay? By forcing yourself to do these things, you're going to be, it's going to be traumatic, but you're going to traumatically push yourself further into recovery. And this recovery is going to take a while. I make no qualms about saying this. Now, with drug addicts or anything like that, usually they tell them, instead of doing this drug, try to have a substitute for it. With smokers, they have Nicorette gum to help them wean off it. It's just easier than just going cold turkey. Okay, and so this is where, as I said, hobbies come in. Okay, hobbies come in. Throw yourself into your work. Try to stay out of your apartment or out of anywhere that you can just wallow and let it fester as much as possible. Work more, okay? Do more hobbies, get out of the gym, start eating better, read more. Anything that you need, that preferably make it productive. Hang out with your friends more. Reestablish those relationships with your friends and family. It's going to be comforting. You're going to need the tribe to come around you and help you raise you up. Okay? It's okay to lean on your support group, and it's just okay to know that you're not alone. Now, this next one, in order to get over women, is going to be slightly controversial. Now, I'm going to say it, but then let me explain the caveat to it. Now, for me, I have always had a hard time actually really getting attached to a woman. Even when I was in love with the last girl, like there were still walls that were put up, and that's just who I was. And actually, now that I think, I'm glad that I kept some of those walls up. For me, what helped me, not only did I throw myself into my work, start eating healthier, got back into the gym, was able to train harder than ever, hobbies, friends, I also just went out, had fun, hooked up with some girls. Now wait. I knew I could do this because, one, I knew that I wasn't going to get attached to them because that's just how I am as a person. I hooked up with some girls, and you know what? It felt good. It was a quick fix. Is it a long-term fix? Absolutely not. And first and foremost, like before in my youth, I did not make it my sole goal right after I broke up to hook up with those girls. It was just kind of like, I'd gotten my work in order, I'd gotten everything else in order, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to hit the town, go out with my friends for the weekend, and it just happened as a result of me having fun. And I knew that by hooking up with those girls, I wasn't going to get attached to them. I just knew. I was just, in my situation, my head was so just not into having any type of relationship because I was on my path to MGTOW, everything that had happened. So if that is something that you want to do, go out, have fun after you've gotten your life in order, after you've started living a healthy life, gotten your life in order, casually date, hook up with girls, and know that you're not going to be sucked into their bullshit, then do that. Okay, do that. It can be, everyone's going to tell you, it's like, don't just go out and, hook up with another girl to make yourself feel better. No, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to call it how it is. If you can do it, it can definitely boost your confidence just a little bit and can just be a quick fix. Okay, quick fix to just tide you over that lonely night. But for the guys that are going to get attached, okay, or that you're vulnerable and that you're just trying to attach yourself to the next girl and just serially date and not really get over your addiction to women, do not partake in this. Okay, you gotta cut yourself off from women. Okay, if you know that you can't do that, you're just gonna be shooting yourself in the foot. So that is the caveat to that. So now, hopefully, you deleted her number, no contact, you're going out, having fun, you're also getting your work life in order, reestablishing connections, doing hobbies, but you're still going to tell me, I still feel like shit. And yes, you are still going to feel like shit. It could take a while, it could take months, even years. Okay? I make no qualms about saying this because it can happen. But you have two choices. You can either A, wallow and feel like shit and just wallow and never get over your addiction to women, or B, you can work through the pain, build yourself up brick by brick, and it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. There's no way around it. You can work through the pain, and you're still going to be just as much pain. But at the end, at least you accomplish something. I'm going to choose B, to work through the pain, so that at least at the end of the day, when I'm sitting in my bed, still crying because I can't get over such and such a girl, that I at least can look at myself in the mirror and say, you know what, I've accomplished something. I'm moving towards my goal, or I'm just living my life. I'm living my life no matter what. Sometimes you just got to force yourself to live, force yourself to work through the tough times. Not every time you work, every time you reach your goal, it's going to be easy. That's why it's a challenge, okay? Right? What separates the winners from the losers? The winners are the ones that are working just as hard through the hard times. That's when it's the real test of a man. Is now they can not only work through the good times, but work through the really shitty times, and they can still try to achieve their goals. You're going to have to work through the shitty times, and at least when you get over this hump, you'll have all that work and progress and emotional and physical building of yourself to look back on and say, at least during my darkest hour, I was still able to accomplish something, and now I'm back in the light. Now you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice and tell yourself that you are breaking your addiction with women. Now, that's not to say that after this you can never date women again and you can never have fun with women. But you need to make a clear, consistent choice right now and say that no girl, no female, no one is ever going to have this type of power over you again. Because that's what it is. They're a drug, and they're a drug, and they just have a lot of power over you. You need to take control back. And if you commit to this, and you work through the pain, you work through your addiction, you let your mind reboot itself, you start to do hobbies, you gain that positive energy, that positive neural energy back, you will break your addiction, but it's going to take a long, long time. My last girlfriend, the one I wanted to marry, who broke up with me cold turkey, as I told you about for my MGTOW transformation, my red pill story. I was devastated, as I said, but I made a promise to myself. And when I called my brother a week later, I said, no girl is ever going to make me feel like this again. The difference now is that when I see women, no longer am I seeing them and they have all this power over me. I'm seeing them on my own terms, and I view them as what they are. I view them as a drug. You have to if drugs can be fun, okay? But you have to be in control of whatever drug you're on, and you have to moderate the drug usage, right? Alcohol, you can go out, have a few drinks with your friends. Alcohol only becomes a problem when you become addicted to the alcohol, and no longer can you stop yourself from drinking too much. Right? The difference is I went out last night with my friends, I had a few drinks, and when I wanted to stop drinking, because I was getting a little too tipsy, I put down the drink. I was in control. Okay, there was not even any motivation for me to pick up another drink and keep going. I was completely in control, and that is what you have to do with these females. They're a drug, they can be fun. Use the drug in moderation, but be in control of the drug, and that's what this is all about. You're breaking up from womankind constantly. It's not just about this one girl that you're obsessed with. This is about all women. This is about, from now on, when you see any female or when you flirt with a girl, whatever, this is about you having mental control over yourself to not let her suck you into her bullshit and emotionally gut you later down the road. To not let her keep you up at night because you're wondering if she's going to text you back or, what kind of game she's playing or how many guys she's seeing. To be able to turn down a girl for a date because you just want to have something better to do. That suddenly the pull that these women have over you has vanished. To be able to prioritize above them and to not even have to work at prioritizing above them, but just to naturally want to do other things beyond these women. That is what breaking your addiction from womankind is all about. Not only taking back control, but taking it back so much that you have a mental change where you get more out of doing other things than you get from them. Putting them at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 10th place, not because you have to do it consciously, which we will at first, but because it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit of putting other more important things first. That is what breaking your addiction is all about. And that is what this is the next step to transcendence. So you're sitting there right now, delete her number, delete all your contact with her, go outside, start doing something, go back to work, start doing your homework, go for a run, keep yourself busy, start the process of weaning yourself off this drug. Realize that it's going to be painful for a while. Okay, so just because it's painful doesn't mean it's not worth going through. And realize that it will be painful, so you're going to have to really grit your teeth, bear down, and work through this pain. But when you come out on the other side, as I said, and you make a promise to yourself, no female is ever going to have this power over you again. And that is powerful because that is one more step to being free. And once you're free, the sky is the limit. You know what? Fuck the sky. The universe is the limit. This is a huge step that is holding us back from realizing our true potential because we can't get these women out of our head. So let's do this. Let's bear down. Let's grit our teeth. Let's get to work. I hope this helps you on your journey to transcendence. Believe me, I'm following this too. So I'm trying to practice what I preach. And I'm going to make more of these videos guiding us, all of us MGTOWs, out of the dark and evolving so that we can go on to do truly great things. So thank you so much for listening. And as always, let's keep this happening, going strong, boys.